Hello, I'm Brian with Generational Aquatics, and it's kind of been fun to be part of this, and especially as the first generation, and to see different family members doing a hobby and things that they like to do together. Today I'm opening up my first box of shipment that I received in of angels. This is the first time that I've received a shipment in, so it's kind of exciting. Even though I've raised fish for a while, I've never had anything shipped in from out of state. And so in a second I will show the unboxing of them, and we'll see you soon. And here's the box of angels that I was talking about that I just received in today via UPS overnight. We had them shipped in from Discus USA. I'm excited about that. First time I've ordered from them, obviously, and I've heard a lot of good things about them. So at this time we're going to open up the package. I have in my order, I ended up ordering some Grand Champion Fry Starter, which is supposed to be a really fine powder to help with young fry. This, for those of you like me that haven't really used brine shrimp because of everything that's involved with it, supposedly this is supposed to work, so we'll find out. The angels that I've got today, some of them, I have a group of 20 that are pea-size, that are the Philippine blue assortment mix, so they can have different things in them, or different types, anywhere from marble to ghost to zebra, a bunch of different ones we'll see. Some of them could even have the Val gene and have Val. And then I also got a pack of 5 of the Bulgarian lilac, or the platinum, or the green, however you want to pronounce it, or whatever term you want to use. So let's get to going to see how they came in. Looks like they packed them really good. They have styrofoam heat warmer, which is good for this time of year because we're in April and we just got done having a storm with about 6 inches of snow overnight. I'm not the best videoer. I always claim because I'm old and I wasn't born how to do this like my grandsons are. But this is the batch of the Bulgarian lilacs, or greens, or platinums, whatever you want to call them. I'll lay them on the side, see if we can get better footage of it. Doesn't look like they're really nice quality, and it looks like they all made it. That's excellent. And I'm just going to put them over in their new home real quick. The 10-gallon tank that I got set up, and I put them in there to get them acclimated before we release them into their new home. Very nice. Looks like they all did really well. Okay, let's look at the pea-size assortment of the Philippine blue. Oh wow, looks like they did really well too. Let me put them on their side also. Yep, definitely looks like the assortment. From what I can tell, they've all done really well. So let's put them in the other tank that I set up and get them acclimating also. Well, there's different sizes too. Look at that. There's some smaller and larger ones. Oh, cool. Anyways, they look like they're doing really well. I'm going to put them in there. I usually let them acclimate for about a half hour and then release them. And so I will come back about that time and we'll see the releasement. Okay, I'm back to release the angels into their new home. I've already put in the assortment of the 20 Philippine blues, so now I'm doing the Bulgarian greens, or lilacs. And so while I do that, I'm going to talk about it a little bit too, because I kind of do this a little bit different nowadays. So what I do is, what I used to do in the beginning, when I first had fish, is I would just take and open up the bag and just dump it right into the tank. Of course, when you do that, that's the easiest on the fish themselves, but the water's oxygen depleted, and of course you don't know what's coming with it. And also, on top of it, your fish are already stressed and more likely to have problems with different viral and bacterial diseases. And so even though it's maybe the easiest on them, you don't know what you're introducing into your tank. And then the other way that I did after that is I would dump the new fish into a net over a bucket, so that way you get rid of the water, and then you just put it right into the tank. But then you have to worry about the net and if it's going to do any damage to them. And then more recently I started trying doing it by hand, just reaching in there, grabbing it, and then putting it in the tank. But what I found is at this point they're pretty stressed out and agitated, and they're pretty feisty, and I always worry about losing one and one of them getting away from me, and I didn't want that to happen. So what I do now is I take and cut it, and by the way, this was double bagged, so that's awesome that Discus USA did that. To me, that's the best way to do it. And we'll see if I can do this with my one hand. So what I do is I tip the bag upside down over a bucket, and I slowly release the water till it gets all the way down to the bottom. By doing this, you eliminate most of the water. You're not putting them through a net, and you're not trying to grab it with your hand. And so far it seems to work really well. So I'll continue to release the water out of it. And like I said, normally I don't have one hand holding my phone to record it, so that kind of makes it hard. But I think in the future when I do this, if I do any other videos, I'll definitely have my son Brian Jr. help with this, so it'll make it a little bit easier. But anyways, we'll get this down to the point where most of the water is out of it. It's quite interesting doing it this way with the phone. I actually need another hand, but I think we'll manage to do it, and we'll see what I'm talking about. And there may be a little bit more water than I normally do, just because of the situation. So then what I'll do is I'll take it and put it upside down like this, and then have the fish just come out through the bottom like such. Yeah, the bag's not as good as it normally would be, just because wasn't able to hold it with two hands. But you get the idea with that. Come on. One little feisty one that's not getting out. Like I said, usually it works a little bit better than it did. So that's how I do that. It looks like all 5 of them came through really well. They look really nice. And at the same token, as I mentioned, I already released the sorted Philippine Blues. It looks like all of them made it except for one, but Discus USA looks like they, if I counted right, sent me 23 of them. So that was awesome, especially when they're this small. But the other thing is, you're looking at the fish. What I did to prepare for this was I had 2 brand new 10-gallon tanks, new heaters, new filters. And so a couple days ago, I filled them up with water from my tap. We have really good tap water. It doesn't have chemicals in that added to it, but it is high pH. Although the fish seem to do really well with that, and we don't have any problems. But anyways, so I filled it all the way up, and then right before I introduced the new fish to the tank, I took out about half the water, so about 5 gallons. And then put in another 5 gallons to fill it back up with water from existing older Angel tanks. That way they have 50-50 of established water from tanks that have Angels in it already, so they'd have the good bacteria. So in the future, if you enjoyed this, we're going to do some additional videos And like I said, my son Brian will help me with this, and vice versa, I'll help him. That way it'll go a little bit clearer. But hopefully you enjoyed it. See you soon.